Ciao friends, this is Liz and welcome to Simple Italian Cooking, where I'm all about easy Italian recipes that anybody can make and that taste amazing. So I got a really good one for you today. It's pasta with cauliflower and prosciutto. And before you run away because I said the word cauliflower, please understand that when it comes to cauliflower and Italian cooking, it is amazing. So I'm going to show you a lot about this recipe. If you're not familiar with prosciutto, that's okay. If you want to use other things, I have a lot of different tips, even if you don't want to use it at all. So let's go ahead and get started, and let me tell you what's involved. Just a few ingredients. All right, we've got some onion, we've got some cauliflower. You don't even need a whole head. And I've got some prosciutto. I just got this, I think it was at Aldi they had it, so I picked some up. You want some Italian cheese. I'm using Romano cheese, grated, and then some pepper and salt. And salt is really just for the water. And of course the pasta, which is already boiling. I forgot I put it in. So, and I will go over the quantities as I go through the recipe. Keep in mind, I am doing this recipe very small quantity. It's just for basically myself and my husband, which may or may not eat it. This recipe is so easy. All you have to do is just double the ingredients to increase it. And of course, you have the printable recipe, which is on my website. Links are below. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use about a tablespoon of olive oil and just add it to a pan over medium heat. We're going to let that heat up. I'm going to cut it into small florets. So the olive oil is heated up. I have it very low. I'm a little ahead of myself, but I'm going to go ahead and use about a third of this onion here. You can use a quarter, you can use whatever amount you want, but I want to tell you about this particular recipe and where it came from. So I actually got inspired by this recipe from a cookbook that was given to me from my sister-in-law who was moving and wanted to get rid of some of her cookbooks that she was cleaning out the kitchen. And so I was reading the cookbook last night while we were watching TV, and I came across this particular recipe, but it was different. And I said, you know what, I got some cauliflower, I should do a video. And I changed things up a little bit in the recipe to use what I have on hand, just some things that I really thought could be a little quicker. For instance, in the cookbook, it was talking about, it wanted me to cook the cauliflower in a big pot of water to get it all tender and everything, and I'm skipping that. I'm going to cook it right in the olive oil. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cover this because I want it to steam, and I'll probably add a little dash of water just to help that steaming process get started. Okay, my pasta's done, so what we want to do is go ahead and drain that, but you want to reserve about a half a cup of pasta water just in case. I'll probably reserve a little bit less, but you want that, which helps loosen up the ingredients. Since we're not really using a saucy thing, you don't want your pasta to be sticking together. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to use my strainer here. Literally, especially if it's a heavy pan, I can just do this, and it's really nice. I just rest it. I don't hurt my wrists or anything. By the way, if you love Italian food and you love easy recipes, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Also hit the like button if you don't mind, because that really helps. And make sure to check out my free pasta ebook, which links are below. So make sure to do that for some more easy Italian recipes. So I did mention that I would give you some alternatives for the prosciutto that if you're not a fan of meat, or you're not a fan of pork, then what else can you do? So first off, if you just don't have this on hand but you have some bacon, try some bacon. That was actually what the original recipe called for, just regular bacon. I decided to switch it out because I had this on hand, not bacon. But if you want to avoid that altogether, what you want to do is in a separate pan, in a separate saucepan, I'm not going to do this now, but I'll tell you how to do it. In a separate saucepan or frying pan, saute pan, heat up some olive oil, about maybe a tablespoon or two. Take some breadcrumbs, and you want them to be fine breadcrumbs, and you want to toast them, coat them with that olive oil, and then cook it until they get crispy. Then you're gonna have some really great crunch there. And you're going to set those aside, and then once the dish is done, instead of adding this, you're going to add the breadcrumbs. So there you go. So that's an alternative for what you can do. So I'm going to go ahead and check this. Let's see how this is coming. All right, so that's got a few more minutes, so I'm going to let that. I really want the cauliflower to be fork tender, not mushy, but not crunchy either. Okay, so that's been almost about 10 minutes. I've been letting this steam, and I'm really happy with it. One thing to note is that the cauliflower, I actually let it get a little brown. I really wanted that flavor. It really brings out that flavor of the cauliflower. In fact, my husband's upstairs, and he said, "What smells so good?" It's the cauliflower. So I did add a little bit of water, probably about 2 tablespoons, and that really helped with the steaming process. So I'm going to go ahead and just keep this on really low. I did turn it up a little bit, and everything looks and smells absolutely delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and put this lid over here. So next what we're going to do is cut the prosciutto, and the way that I do it, and you can do it whatever way you want, I want little small pieces, not too tiny, but I just kind of fold it over, and then I go ahead and cut it into strips like this. And you certainly don't have to be picky with this. And then I just cut it, slice it like this, so it's kind of diced. And then I just go ahead and break it up. And I think that'll be enough for me. So I used 2 slices of prosciutto. Lots for leftovers. Many other recipes. Okay, so the cauliflower is doing really well. I did cook it a little bit longer, a little higher heat, just to let it get a little bit brown and add that extra depth of flavor. So next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just push all of this off to the side. I have it at a medium-low heat, more low. And I'm going to go ahead and take the prosciutto and add it right in. And we're going to let that cook for about 3 minutes or until it gets crispy. So if it takes 5 minutes, it takes 5 minutes. If it takes 2 minutes, it takes 2 minutes. No sweat. This is looking really good now. It's been about 3.5 minutes. I did turn it up a little, but I'm going to turn it back down. Now I'm going to mix it all together. Oh, man, this smells so good. You know, I have to admit I haven't been in the kitchen much lately. Just been busy with a lot of other things going on with the business and stuff. And this is what I needed. I needed to get back in the kitchen today and do what I'm doing, because this is just so, I love it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add in the pasta that we have. And this is also where we can add in extra any reserved water that we have. So I'm just going to add enough for me. This is enough for my husband and I. And I really want the flavors to get in there. I think this is good. And honestly, I think I could have added more cauliflower and more prosciutto. But this is looking good. I can't say it's the most colorful dish, but it's got a lot of flavor, that's for sure. All right, next one I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add in a little bit of black cracked pepper. Aren't these great? I love these. And don't forget, we want to add the cheese. The cheese makes a huge difference too. So I'm just going to add it right into the pan here. Just enough. And then people can top it with more cheese if they want more, but this way I really want a little bit of that flavor dispersed. So one reason why I'm using this fusilli pasta I forgot to mention is because it will trap some of those little bits of the prosciutto versus something long, or the cauliflower versus something long like spaghetti or angel hair, vermicelli, fettuccine, whatever. So really any short pasta that would kind of have some ridges to it will really be helpful. Okay, friends, it's time for our taste test. So I wish you could be here and actually smell how good this is. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of the cauliflower, some of the pasta, and some of the prosciutto. Delicious, delicious. This is really good. Now I have to say the flavor is a little more mild than I thought with the prosciutto. I think I could have gone another slice or two. I think next time in fact, I might just cook some up here and add it in. But this is a really good recipe. And you know what I really like? The cauliflower, because it browned a little bit with the onions when I had it with the olive oil, and then I added some water so it wouldn't burn. I love that flavor. This is really, really good. So this is definitely a keeper. Listen, if you want the printable recipes, some more tips, check out the link below. It goes to my website. While you're there, sign up for our newsletter. Actually, I have the link down below anyway. I would love to have you a part of the community where I share more recipes. So, well, listen, I really hope you try it. And hey, if you have your own version of how you cook cauliflower with your pasta or a similar dish, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Grazie e ciao.